Okay, you know what? I want to put some music on. That is one thing that I really like about X-Wing shit is he's got some fun music. Is this the one that I want? Hang on. Who we got? What's up, Breezy? Yeah. We're gonna put that on. We're gonna need to lower it a little bit though. It's a little too loud. Okay, if anyone can tell me by the end of the night what this is from, I don't know. I'll probably do something awesome. Okay, I just want to tweet this real quick. Obviously, some of y'all know that I just finished playing with Wicked and Lee, the very capable gentleman, and so I kind of forgot to do some stuff. Now, there we go. Okay, how's everyone doing today, guys? It's Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday. A lot of people are done with work. They're ready for vacation. I have a lot of work left. I don't get to. What do I get to do? I don't get to take like an entire week off. I still have to work Monday, and then I have to work Thursday and Friday. Breezy, I'm so fucking jealous. Like genuinely jealous. So I am going to. We're going to talk a little bit. Obviously, we're going to talk about the Superman trailer. You know, really, really dumb to not talk about that. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk a little bit about this continuing resolution. I try not to do a whole lot of politics, but I think it's important. I think there are certain things that are important to talk about. I think people need to hear certain things. Breezy, I am not a rich lawyer. I am a struggling lawyer, and that is it. That's still pretty loud. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to find. So, okay, something I do want to talk about, and this is probably going to be kind of boring. I mean, it might be a little boring. Time. Okay. Now, I'm sure by now everyone knows that, or everyone that, well, everyone's got Twitter, or well, just about. So everyone has heard that Caitlin Clark was named Athlete of the Year. What's up, Wiley? So Caitlin Clark's named Athlete of the Year. Okay, I think that's fine. I don't really have an issue with that. I think it is hard to argue against what she did for not just women's basketball in college, but also the WNBA. And Breezy a little bit. I think she did a little bit. So one of the things that's bugged me, I don't watch the WNBA. I don't. I watch some women's basketball because I am a South Carolina Gamecock fan, and our women's basketball team is really good. So obviously I watch it. And so I saw her play in Iowa when Iowa played South Carolina 2 or 3 different times. And I believe one of them was beating Iowa in the national championship game. But there's no denying that she's good at the sport that she plays. And there's no denying that she elevated the WNBA this year. That it wasn't Angel Reese, it wasn't Asia Wilson. As much as I love Asia Wilson she was a Gamecock, it wasn't any of this. It wasn't the Aces. I think the Aces won. I have no idea. It was the media talking about Caitlin Clark. A lot very similar to how the media relied on Donald Trump for the last 9 years to up their ratings. So she did. There was a lot of good that she did for the WNBA just by being there. And what I think is ridiculous, is for people in the WNBA who are now going to make more money because she's in it to sit there and criticize her for being happy about it. You know what? Fuck you. Like the fact that, and I heard this story. I have no idea if this is true. That I think her name's Sydney Bird, USA. Is it? No. USA. Team USA women's basketball. Okay, so again, I don't know if this is true. That's funny. I typed in women's basketball. I got the men's team. But something I read said that Diane Taurasi, however you say this name, was responsible for making sure that Caitlin Clark wasn't on Team USA because she doesn't like that she's a rookie in the WNBA and is this is the spotlight of the sport, even though she as a rookie was named to Team USA. She doesn't like that Caitlin Clark is the spotlight. And again, these people, every one of this dumb man right here, every one of these players who are, I thought, maybe she wasn't this year. Every one of these players is going to make more money because more people are watching that sport because what's her name is in it. And I just think it is absolutely ridiculous for them to be so hostile towards her. And then for her to bend the knee, for her to go, you know what? I stand on the shoulders of a bunch of black women that have made this sport amazing. First off, there are players in both men's and women's basketball. There are players of both races that have made their sport good, great, and amazing. Use whichever one of those words you want. I do love how no one wants to listen to me talk about women's basketball. I think that's hilarious. And I agree. I'm going to move on very shortly. But she does this interview. I think it was like Monday, maybe late last week, where she's just talking about how she's only able to do this because of these other players, and it's like no. What Miss whatever her name was, Taurasi, what she did has absolutely nothing to affect what you did. Maybe you could argue Pat, what was her name? No one knows, which is fine. The Tennessee, the old Tennessee coach, Pat Summerall. Or is it Pat Summitt? Yeah, so Pat Summitt was a very, very good women's basketball coach from Tennessee. You could argue people like her are the reason that Caitlin Clark has the ability to do what she does. This fucking other basketball player is nothing. Like, this shit just pisses me off. People get some recognition that in some cases they deserve, and then they get bullied into sharing the spotlight. I don't know, that shit just pisses me off. Okay, everyone, we're moving on from that. Let's clear my browser of women's basketball and all this shit. Ooh, that's a beautiful gun. We're gonna, let's see, is this it? Fuck off. That's funny. Damn. Sorry, I'm looking for some other stuff. That's still pretty loud. Gay sports ball. I understand why X-Wing said the best number is like 14, because it does get pretty loud when it's kind of quiet. Okay, I have a question for everybody. Okay, so an hour ago, there was a vote on the continuing resolution. Okay, and it failed. But my question is, which continuing resolution is this? Is this the omnibus giant ass piece of shit, or is this the let's call it Elon backed bill? Let's see. Okay, this is someone. Oh, it's the reduced one. Fuck. Dude, this shit pisses me off. So let's look at this from good old Benny Johnson. Let's zoom in a little bit. The continuing resolution spending bill fails in the House with more than 30 Republicans voting no. So that is HR 10515. We need to make sure we're on the right Congress. Current Congress. Last I heard was everyone was mad at the speaker because of the gay bill he introduced to give everyone more vacation and raises. When you say gay, do you just mean bad? Well, they must not. This must not be on on Congress.gov yet. Yeah, 515 isn't on the website yet. That just sucks. I would love to kind of go through it. Let's see if I can't find it on Google real quick. CR, no, it's gonna be HR 10515. It's the Appropriations House Subcommittee. Okay, so we're gonna share this real quick, and we're gonna see past the stupid attempt to get me to spend money on this thing. How every House member voted on the failed attempt to avoid a shutdown. So if we look back at the vote tally. So they needed 29. I think I have that right. 29 votes, and it would have passed. So you've got 20 people that did not vote. That honestly, that should be illegal. Like, you should not be able to be a representative and not vote. Wiley, look, I'm sorry. I just don't agree with that, man. I think that there is a lot more than just one single thing. I understand why some people do, and I'm not necessarily saying you are incorrect, but I just think that it's a lot bigger than that. I think that there are people that are selfish. I don't think uh, it's one country, one group of people, one race, one religion, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I think it's just selfishness in general. Look, this is a fallen world, and there's evil at every corner, every turn, and I think to lay that evil at the feet of one entity outside of the enemy is wrong. Um, I'm not necessarily saying that is what you are doing. I just think there's more than one problem here. Um, I definitely think that we need to stop giving everyone money. I think that there are times that we've given countries money that it's been a good thing. I think I'll give you an example, the Marshall Plan. I think the Marshall Plan, which helped airlift supplies into war-torn Europe, was an incredibly generous and good thing to do. But I think we should have stopped after everything got rebuilt. I don't think we should have. I don't think we should have spent so much. I also, let's go to the latest one, Ukraine. So at the very beginning, I think there were a lot of people that kind of said, "What's up, Buckethead? Holy shit, dude! Where have you been? Oh my god, dude! Have not seen you in like, I think a year. Holy shit! What was I talking about? um, I think at the very beginning, I think there were a lot of people that broke down in holy shit, what is Jellicoe, Tennessee? As decrepit as he is, Biden is still the president. They should have been asking where Biden is in getting the shutdown resolved and just worked around it. I definitely think that this last 2 weeks has seemed a little coup-ish. The Felicity, you are 100% correct. He is still the president. Despite, is he really there? Is he like? I totally agree. That dude has no head anywhere. He is gone from this world. He is just waiting for the final breath. But I think there's a lot of people acting like it's January 21st, and it's not. And I agree, Felicity, that what should have happened is that the parties should have gotten together and been like, Mr. President, what is the leadership that you are looking for? What is the direction that you are looking for? Whether you try to use that to score more political favor later down the line, or you use it to get him to actually state his opinion about something. Every single time Biden has spoken, it's been a good thing for Trump. So I think it was sort of a bad decision to try to steamroll this. Now, I don't have a problem with the president and the vice president elects sitting down and discussing things with their party and with different members of the House, the Senate. I think they should. You're the incoming leaders of the country. You should be discussing things. But I think acting as if you are the current leaders, I think is not the direction we should be going. Brisket for a Biscuit has finally changed his name back, I see. The swamp runs deep. Hope you got good waiters. Yeah, the swamp is very deep. Maybe we should have planted those cherry trees and just let it all wash away. Oh, absolutely. Breezy. That was because look, here's the deal. there is still a chance. Whether let's for the sake of things, okay. I don't necessarily agree with this, but let's for the sake of things say 2020 was legit, okay. Just for the sake of things, for this argument, um, I think if Biden runs, there are enough people out there that close their eyes, close their ears, and close their minds, and just allow themselves to be, I'm voting against Trump. And how close am I to Statesville, North Carolina? You know what? My firm actually has an office near Statesville, North Carolina. But I am. Hang on, I just saw it. I am 2 hours, 12 minutes from Statesville, North Carolina. That's just outside of Charlotte, isn't it? Yeah, north of Charlotte. Okay, yeah, north of Mooresville as well. Okay, yeah. I can tell you right now, though, not close enough to drive up and help you out. We're hanging out in February, are we? You just decided that? When? I actually have a week off in February, so when are you going to be there? So on this bill, so I think it's ridiculous that Congress tried to give themselves a $70,000 raise. I'm not opposed to a raise. A $70,000 raise is fucking nuts. Because they are correct. So again, a congressman makes $178,000 a year. For the most part, every single member of that body can live on $178,000 a year. There are maybe 3 members who live in cities that the cost of living is so high they would need any sort of raise. Okay. I'll give you an example. Okay. AOC, I believe, lives in New York City. Okay. The cost of living in New York City is higher than it is in Columbia, South Carolina. So, I'm trying to think how to word this. I'm not saying I think AOC should get a raise. I'm not saying that at all. Don't worry. What I'm saying is that if you or I went X number of years, I think it's been 10 or 15 years. If you or I went 10 years without a raise, we'd be fucking pissed. Now, it's still different because they campaigned for this. They knew that this is their income. They knew what had to happen in order to get a raise. They knew all of that. And they were asking for it. If we went and got a job and and our bosses never said, hey, you're never going to get a raise, and they just kept never telling us how raises worked, then we would eventually want to quit. Now, half these people should quit anyway. Fucking hate half that party, half of both of them. You got so many members of both parties that don't care about their constituents. There are some really good members of the Democratic Party who actually care about making the country better. There are some really good members of the Republican Party that actually care about making the country better. But there are so many that feel like they're just there to get their stupid insider trading and their stupid checks and their lobbies. So brisket. Okay. So here's the problem. Here's the problem with that statement, because I almost agree with you. But let's think about all of our jobs, okay? So if I'm good at my job, everything works. But let's pick Rand Paul. I think we can all agree that Rand Paul is one of the better senators, okay? I would say Rand Paul does a very good job. But very little of what Rand Paul wants to happen actually happens. Is that his fault? The other thing we have to remember is that I am a citizen of the state of South Carolina. Okay. I can he and haw and argue about what, and I love how I'm going back to AOC. I can he and haw about why I don't agree with AOC, why I think our politics are crap. But at the end of the day, the people of New York, of her district, voted her in. Now, why? Do they vote her in because they're intelligent and they know what is going to be the best for their city? No, they probably voted her in because there is a D next to her name. And her campaign signs are blue. And she's a woman. And all this stuff. None of it has to do with her actual politics. The vast majority of the people that voted for her are probably like that. The same for her opponent. The vast majority of the people that voted for her opponent probably voted for her opponent because there was an R next to his name and his campaign signs were red. And he was talking about how bad she was. So, as much as I dislike what her politics are, if they're voting her in, then and she does the stuff that she's doing, she's still doing her job as a representative of her district or her what are they called? District, county. What are they called? It's a congressional oh, it's a district. I think it might be districts. Yeah, districts. Yep. There you go, Riskin. Yep. Again, I think her politics are shit. I don't think she should win. I think people in New York City need to understand why her decisions have hurt them. Everyone seems to have forgotten that her campaign against Amazon cost the people of Queens like 30,000 jobs. Or was it Apple? They've just forgotten that. It was going to bring billions of dollars, both in tax revenue and in jobs, to the city of New York, which at the time was actually, it's really struggling a lot right now, but was starting that struggle. So they're idiots to continue to vote for her. But if they vote for her, that's still kind of a mandate. It's like does that make sense? Is what I'm saying make sense? There you go, Risk it. Curious what y'all say about that. Yeah, but brisket, 100%, 100%. There would be, and see this. So this is the thing that's really annoying about that. You've got things like the Pentagon, which hasn't passed an audit in 7 years. You've got millions of dollars. So okay, let's look at this. Okay, so there are 532. Is that right? 532 members of Congress. Size of Congress. Oh God, so bright. Okay. Electoral college. Because that's going to actually tell me how many. Nine plus 2, 538. So there are 538 members of Congress, both in the 100 members in the House and the Senate, and 438 members in the House of Representatives. So let's say every single one of them is going to get a $20,000 raise. Is that fair? No, but let's make it 20,000. So we take 538 times 20 grand. That is $10 million. $10.76 million. If they cut that out of a budget, that would be different. But no, what they're going to do is they're going to raise it out of taxes. I'll end up paying a little bit, whether it's a penny more, I don't give a shit. I'll end up paying a little bit more in taxes so that they can get a raise. It would be so much different if whenever they decided to do something, whether it was dumb and I hated it or it was smart and I agreed with it, they said, okay, well, we need to find the money in the budget. But that's not what they do. They just go, well, borrow, borrow, borrow. I forgot why I hate talking about the House of Representatives. I'd so much rather talk about Trump and Elon and Biden. It's so much easier to not get like super angry. I get so angry when I think about what Congress does. It's like one of the things that pisses me off is term limits. So term limits piss me off because we shouldn't need them. It should be we should not have to talk about it because that's not what the fucking job was for. The job was for people that wanted to make the country a better place, wanted to help govern, go work for you went and you were a rep or a senator for a couple of terms and you said, you know what, I'm gonna go back to my farm, or I'm gonna go back to my law office, or I'm gonna go back to my science room or my doctor's office or my carpenter shop or any of that shit. Fucking Dale Boone or Davy Crockett was a fucking frontiersman. And he was like, you know what? The state of Tennessee needs a strong representative in Congress. I'm going to go represent her. I love my state. I'm going to go represent her. He was there for, I think, a term, and then he fucked off to go fight for Texas. That's what it should. That's what it should be. It should be people that actually care about their country. God, this shit pisses me off. Hang on. Dude, this stupid. Y'all seen Representative Rosa DeLauro from Connecticut? Look at this dumb bitch. How, you know what? Here's one of the things that pisses me off. We have rules about what you can wear in Congress, and they changed them so that Fetterman could walk around in his hoodies. And that's all we talk about. We don't talk about this dumb woman who dyes her hair so that people know that she's not one of the establishment, even though she is the very definition of the establishment. She's talking about how President Musk is at fault for everything. I know it sucks, but see, again, it wouldn't even be terrible to have career politicians if they actually cared about the country. Imagine, I'll give you an example of a career politician that cared about his country. Winston Churchill. Dude was in office for decades. He was First Lord of the Admiralty. He was Prime Minister. In fact, the only time he wasn't in public office was when he got kicked out after the 1945 elections. And then he still came back to help steady the ship and help the Queen get a government that was ready for her. Shit pisses me off. It's selfishness. Anybody see the Mufasa movie? I'm going to assume it was shit, right? Oh my god. Yeah. No, completely agree. 100% Felicity. No one asked for it. I don't understand why they keep making these movies that no one. Well, okay, I take that back. I do understand why. Um, there's a lot of movies that get made that no one asked for. Um, but when you make a sequel or a prequel, there should be a reason that you made it, and part of it should be fan interest. You know, there's a reason they made the Hobbit movies. There was an interest in showing the Hobbit on screen. I still think it should have been 2 movies instead of 3, but Peter didn't ask my opinion. First time in 5 years to see Sonic 3. Let's see. I think the last movie I went to go see in theaters was Napoleon. Saw Napoleon this time last year. Actually, shit. Um, I think it was. I think I saw it on the 18th last year, no, December 18th. Oh no, it was Thanksgiving, so it would have been Thanksgiving weekend. Um, but like, who they keep making movies that exactly recreate sequels and prequels. What they need to make is someone out there needs to make an original movie with an original idea. They need to spend time making sure that there are not um, extreme politics in it. I think it would be hard to make a movie without any politics at all. And what I mean by that is, I think it would be difficult for someone to make a movie today that was not in some form affected by today's political climate. Even that risk it Vindicta. Even that. There so I've and I'm not gonna give anything away. Okay. I know a lot of the story. I've talked to both Jay and X Wing. I don't know if I'm really allowed to say this, but fuck it. I have given advice. I've advised on historical aspects of it. And no, I don't have an NDA. I don't have one. Maybe they should have given me one. Ooh, guess who died? No, I'm kidding. Yeah, there are going to be people that read that story and think this thing right here is about this thing going on in the world. And whether or not it is, it's still going to be acceptable because it's not going to be, hey, look at this thing. It's going to be, oh, there's a little bit of a connection. Huh, isn't that interesting? It's going to be kind of like if you go back and watch any popular TV show from the 70s to probably the mid 2000s, there are a whole lot of jokes about political correctness. There are a whole lot of jokes about politics. There are mentions of politics in so many popular shows from back in the day, but it was never done to make one side feel lesser. It was never done to make it look to check a box. It was never done to look at fucking Will and Grace. Like, holy shit, Will and Grace was one of the most popular shows, and it was about a fucking gay couple, I think, or one of them was gay, something like that. I don't remember. I never watched it. But it wasn't political. Like, and an example of being political in a terrible way is, I'm going to assume that everyone watched the first episode of Fuller House because everyone was as interested as I was. When they make the joke about someone said the T word and someone goes, T word? He goes, yeah, Trump. And it's like that's clearly trying to be political. It's clearly trying to make jokes at the expense of other people. But that's not how it worked back then. Yeah, whose friend was also gay. Okay, yeah, okay. I guess that's what it was for skip. Breezy, I would stick to that story, but just so you know, we all are pretty sure that you love Will and Grace now. In fact, let's just go ahead and put it in the chat. There you go. Confirmed. I said it, so it's the truth. Okay. I'm sort of. Oh, okay. Hey, so Benny Johnson did a little breakdown of the new bill. Cut from 1,547 pages to just 116. That's incredible. Key provisions included or excluded from the new bill: no transfer of RFK Stadium land, no section on pandemic preparedness and response, no extension for the Global Engagement Center, no pay raise for Congress, no language changes for justice-involved individuals or individuals experiencing homelessness. The fuck was that? Was a justice-involved individual? Those that are serving sentences in prison or jails awaiting trial or sentencing and under community supervision, just parole or probation. All right, justice involved, they're criminals. So we already have a word for that. It's criminal. It is the dumbing down of society. We can't use words that we already have because they're not nice and they're mean. So we have to come up with new words. That's why things like social justice piss me off because we already have social justice. It's called justice. When you start putting modifiers on words like justice, you water down the importance of them. Bruh. Nancy Mace, I am proud to have voted for Nancy Mace in 2020 and in 2022. Obviously, I didn't vote for her this year because I moved. So I voted for my vote for House of Representatives was wasted because James Clyburn always wins this district. What was that other phrase? Oh, I love this one. I love this one. Individuals experiencing homelessness. We have a word for that already. It's homeless. I mean, what do you want? Hey, let's talk about something a little more fun, guys. I'm going to take a headphone out because it's loud in my ears now. Excuse me. Let's look at this thing. Superman. Okay, guys. We need to bring the music down. Anybody ready to give a guess on where that music was from? Felicity says they would rather have a nicer phrase to describe these people than actually do their job to keep them out of those situations. Yeah, like the fucking governor of California. Dude, that would be awesome, Breezy. I'd love to get a more, and it's not that, I'm not pining to, become some super YouTuber, but I like having people in the chat that bring up conversations and things like that. So it'd be awesome to get more people in here. But let's look at the trailer. Okay, prior to looking at this, everyone's already seen this. So real quick, yes or no, and I realize that's a little loaded because there could be a lot of yes but or no but did the trailer leave you feeling better than before? Like, did you finish the trailer and think that's going to be better than I thought it would be a week ago? So before we play this, I want to see what y'all. Actually, I'm gonna play it while y'all are typing.
Crypto. Home. Take me home. Superman. Superman.
So, real quick, one thing I want to say is when I watched that teaser yesterday, that was genuinely one of the first times that I finished a teaser and was like, I just felt good. And I think there's so many. So I grew up on those early DC shows. I grew up on Batman anime series, Superman anime series, Justice League Unlimited, all the movies. I grew up on those, and I haven't felt that way about a superhero thing in a long time. Even the DC or the MCU never really got me like happy And I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't know if I'm taking this from someone that I saw on Twitter. I don't know if this is a genuine thought of mine, but that look up thing in the teaser really got me happy and really got me excited. Let me see what y'all said real quick. Breezy said, I actually liked the trailer for the most part. Felicity said it made me more worried than I already was. Breezy said he loved crypto. Brisket says he already has low expectations and he's cautiously optimistic. And Mash said, I really miss Henry Cavill. Other than that, it was pretty good. And how you doing, Mash? I agree with a lot of what y'all said. Felicity, I totally get where you're going with that, and I kind of agree. I think there's a lot of stuff I'm concerned about with this, but I'm still very optimistic with it. I don't think there's enough in this to make anyone go, "This is going to be bad." Which, let's be honest, is a first for a very long time. What's the last movie trailer that we all saw that we couldn't kind of nail on the head? Oh, this is going to be good or this is going to be bad. For me, I think it's Mission Impossible. I think I was still doing a lot of videos back when that came out, and I finally watched it about a month ago, and I remember I thought it was going to be a lot better than it really was. It wasn't a great Mission Impossible movie. It was a fine movie, and I think it should have made $400-500 million at the box office. I think it made about 340, but I think it should have been better. And again, one of the reasons was I think that it did badly was just because they called it Part 1. I don't think you should do that in a movie. Yeah, Mash. I never saw Super Mario Bros. I'm not really a Nintendo guy. I like Super Mario, but I'm just not a huge Nintendo guy. Not really willing to spend that time. But let's look through this real quick. There's some stuff I want to talk about. I do think this was sort of an interesting, not even sort of. I think this was a very interesting way to start this trailer. Superman in defeat. That does kind of have like a Zack Snyder feel to it. Zack was really, at least I feel like he was really big on kind of changing Superman. And Felicity says, do you guys feel like this trailer represented a $1 billion movie? Anything less is a failure. This did not represent a $1 billion movie to me. I wanted to love it. I just did. So, sort of. So I think if the purpose of this scene is to show that Superman is going to have a very big struggle in this movie, I think you could have left this out because, of course, he's going to have a struggle. It's a fucking Superman movie. There's always a struggle. So, but if the point is to show that he's vulnerable, again, better ways to do this. I would have done. Let's say the bad guy is Doomsday. I don't think it's going to be Doomsday. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the Starfish. I forget the villain's name. Doing something with Lex Luthor. Let's say, so what it should be, and the reason that that alien starfish thing is so powerful. Oh, I'm going to get this wrong. I already know I'm going to get this wrong. So if I do, I apologize. Breezy, Mr. Comics, correct me if I'm wrong. One of the reasons that thing is so powerful against Superman is because it's part magic, I believe. What's up, Big Rob? Hope you're having fun over there in Arizona. And nobody would be mean enough to give me a thumbs down. I don't know what you're talking about, buddy. Surely you didn't do that. So I think there's better ways of showing Superman in danger. I think you show something hit him and he gets a little blood and he's like, oh yeah. So I know he's weak to magic, but I'm pretty sure the one of the reasons that starfish thing is always so dangerous to him is because it itself is magical. What's up, Dave? Y'all hanging out on the couch over there? So I think this was a bad job. I think they should not have done this. At least open the trailer with it. Maybe put it somewhere else in the trailer. Let's see. I do think he ended up looking a little better as Clark Kent. I remember when we first saw the picture, and he did look a little like millennial with that gay ass haircut. But I think this works a little bit. I agree with some of the stuff that I saw that people were talking about how like the color grading and the not necessarily set design, but just like the filming of it made it look like a Temu version or like a high school thing. I totally get where everyone's coming through with that, and I understand. I think this James Gunn going a little too far in the other direction. I think he's aware of the massive dislike of all the darkness in Snyder, and I think he's gone a little too far and put too much yellow in. If you look through this, the only time it's dark at all is at the North Pole or South Pole, where I forget where his Fortress of Solitude is. But I like right there, we get a little bit of clumsiness, and I like that. It looks genuine to me. I'm not a huge fan of the way Lois Lane looks. Again, I am a huge fan of the earlier shows, and so I think Lois Lane should be a smoke show. I don't think she is ugly at all in this movie. I just don't think she's Lois Lane. But who knows? Maybe they pull off some sort of. Maybe there's a vibe there. Dude, Rob, I'll say gay ass all I want. And I think, okay, look, I'm gonna be honest with everyone here. I think every guy here has had that moment where he turns to look at the girl and the girl is looking at him, and so he acts like he's looking at something else. Like, I think that was a pretty good moment. Like, I really liked that. I felt that. I do like the music. Felicity, I know you were kind of calling the music kind of cheesy and whatnot. I like it. And it feels uplifting. It feels like Superman. But I also agree with him. I also, after rewatching it, I also agree with what Capable Gentleman said when we were playing Sea of Thieves earlier, that it does feel like James picked a bunch of scenes that are really liked in a bunch of other Superman movies and decided to push them together. I agree with that. But I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. James Gunn needs to be safe here. If he tries to wow us with too much of something, it could really fuck it up. It is better for everyone to think that the movie's going to be fine and go see it, or to think the movie's going to be fine and then it's awesome and everyone tells everyone you need to go see this movie. Like Top Gun. There were a lot of people that thought, well, Top Gun's going to be fine. It's going to be an okay movie. We'll see it on Netflix or HBO when it comes out. And then people started to go and see it. And suddenly everyone was going to see Top Gun. I love Smallville here. So, Felicity, let me ask you something. You said you hate Clark's hair. Does Clark's hair look different in this shot than it does running through the thing over here? Because I think it does. Like over here, it looks more like that dumbass cut thing. But over here, it looks like he really just kind of, got out of the shower 20 minutes ago or something like that. Yeah, there we go. There's Pa Kent. Probably not going to be telling his son, let me die. All right, so this is funny. Okay, y'all are going to like this. So, when I first watched this, I was sitting at my desk looking at it through my phone or on my phone. And so I don't have it like all the way up because, I'm working. People are going to be walking in and out. They don't need to hear me watching the Superman trailer. And so I was, at this moment, I'm looking up at my computer. And then I look back down and I see this. And so obviously we know this is crypto right here. But watch it for a second, okay? And tell me that it doesn't look like someone running like this. I legitimately thought, holy shit, they're putting the fucking Flash in this. And then I realized it was fucking crypto. Which I'll be honest, I'm not really sure how I feel about crypto. Everyone's saying this. I agree. I think this was the best scene of the entire trailer. This felt like when Clark caught Lois Lane an inch from the ground. This felt like all of that. And I loved every second of it. I will say, when I saw the slow-mo, my first thought was, oh, Zack Snyder. Well, Felicity, that's his thing, isn't it? Like, he loves putting those not lesser known, but just smaller rolled characters. That's why I think Guy Gardner is the Green Lantern that we're going to see in this movie. So, does anyone have an answer as to why the company is called Luthor Corp and not LexCorp? Did they fuck up? Or are there like rights that they don't have anymore or something like that? Like, am I unaware of something? Breezy. Come on, Mr. Comics. You should know this. Now, this would be interesting if this is on. So there's other people. So I don't think it is. But if this is on Brainiac's ship, it's the father's company still. Okay. If this is on Brainiac's ship when he's been captured, kind of like Brainiac captured the Kandor, the capital of Krypton, and Superman's breaking out, that'd be pretty cool. I love this. Now, I totally agree that this is a total ripoff of the scene from Dawn Justice or whatever it was called, where he's in DC and everyone's yelling at him. And he's clearly going into what is going to, I guess, oh shit, Stag Industries. I just noticed that. Oh my God. That's a pretty cool Easter egg. Okay. Everyone's upset about this. I get it. I understand being upset about this. But that is what fucking Guy Gardner looks like. And if you decide not to go see a movie because Nathan Fillion has a bowl cut in it, then honestly, I think you're a fucking idiot. Sorry, Capable, but I think it's dumb. Exactly. Thank you, Breezy. That is exactly what Guy Gardner looks like in the comics. Let's pull up fucking Guy Gardner. I also will say that I was very upset when it was announced that they were going to be using Guy Gardner because Guy Gardner is my least favorite. What do you call him? Green Lantern. Yes. I think he should have looked better. And who knows? Maybe he will. Maybe when he's not, I assume that he and that's Hawk Girl down there are working for Stag Industries or something like that. Because they're wearing what looks like the same uniform. Oh. Yeah, they're all. Oh no, that is a Green Lantern uniform. No, okay. We gotta get this a little better. Okay, no. So I need that last second. Damn it. Okay, we're gonna get this. Hang on. Oh, I know what to do. Playback speed. Okay, so yeah, Mr. Terrific and him are wearing the same kind of stuff. It's clearly some sort of uniform for, I'm going to assume, Stag Enterprise or Industries. But so my guess is that Superman is either being recruited to join the government side or whatever. Sort of like a reverse. What was the Batman story? Dark Knight. Was it? Yeah. Sort of like a reverse Batman Dark Knight. Not the Nolan movies, but the comic. And he's gonna, in my opinion, technically free these heroes and allow them to, work as heroes and not government stooges. My hope is that, obviously we know that this is that Guy Gardner being in this is going to lead into the Green Lantern show. But this is my issue. So that Felicity, that could definitely be it. That he's sponsoring the team. I definitely don't think it's going to be a Justice League team. It's definitely some other team because there are people in this that I don't think should be on the Justice League. Shit, yeah, he is working for Reagan, isn't he? I love that one. So one of the things that concerns me, and I was very concerned when I watched the trailer, is James Gunn said that this movie was not being made to start anything. That if it doesn't work, they're not going to keep going. And yeah, Felicity, I did. I saw that. We'll definitely talk about that. Stag, love that. So then the question is, are they going to go with the storyline where Stag is an old war buddy of Jon Stewart? I would love to see that. Where was I going with that? Oh yeah. So Gunn released was in an interview or something and said basically that we're not making this movie to start a universe. We're not making this movie to introduce other storylines. We're just making this movie. Cool. There are like 5 other superheroes in this movie. You've already said that Guy Gardner is supposed to introduce the Green Lantern so that you can make the Green Lantern show. So it kind of feels like you're lying about that. I hope he's in here. If the Great Pilgrim is in here, he commented on my comment on Twitter and said, said that he thinks it's closer to just trying to show that it's not like Superman is the first hero, and it's not some sense of all these other superheroes are going to pop up after Superman does. That he's already in a world where superheroes exist. So I like that. I like that. If that's the case, I like it and I approve of it. But I need that to be the case. Otherwise, this kind of feels like a lie from Gunn. Let's press play. Oh, wait, no, we don't need to be. Hawk Girl looks good. I like the mace. The mace looks good. The wings are a little small. They need to fix that. The wings need to be a little bit bigger. But otherwise, Hawk Girl looks really good. I don't know what that was. Also, are y'all saying this is supposed to be Brainiac back there? Because I think that's supposed to be closer to that starship, to the starfish thing. That's obviously one of his robots down there at his ice fortress. Metamorpho, yep. We got a little bit of Metamorpho there. Frag, cool. Mr. Terrific. Look, I'll be in line unless there's some bad shit that comes out about this movie. This teaser has me going to the theater, and it did. So in my case, it did its job. I get a lot of y'all. It did do its job, but in my case, it did its job. Now, if I see more Green Lanterns, I will be front row because I fucking love Green Lantern. But again, the what do you call it? Guy Gardner is the worst Green Lantern. He is. So I really wish they had gone with Jon Stewart. Plus, so this is the thing that's kind of annoying. We hate when studios check boxes. We all consider it dumb. But why not go with a fan favorite like Jon Stewart that allows you to check the box? Like I don't care when you do that. Like if you make a decision for your movie or TV show that is still that like favors both sides, that allows you to do the, let's say, by the way, Guy Gardner is gay. He's been gay for like, I think 90% of his existence. So is he going to be gay in this movie? Is he going to be gay in the TV show? People aren't going to be happy about that. I don't know. I'm excited about it. 71 Easter eggs? Damn. Oh, that's cool. See, Felicity said I was going to see the movie either way. The trailer was kind of a letdown, but I'm still hopeful. Gunn usually doesn't let me down, but still work. But will it work for the general public? Totally agree. I do agree that I wanted more out of that trailer. I wanted to see more like one of my favorite moments of all time involving Superman is the end of Justice League Unlimited. In fact, we're going to play it. Oh, Felicity, you know this. Felicity and I, in fact, anybody who hasn't seen it, because you probably haven't, because it did really badly. I used to do a series called What We Love. And Felicity and I did 2 like 40-minute episodes on the DCAU, the DC anime universe. Breezy, you've seen it? Holy shit, man. I think you're one of 12. And versus shit. You know what? Let's do that. Your videos. Dude, Felicity, I think that might have been the last one I did of those. Let's see. So this was the first one. And then obviously the second one you'll find after that one. But yeah, oh no, you know what? I did a What We Love About Return of the King, the video game. But no, Felicity, you didn't kill the series. That actually, I think those 2 did fairly well. Yeah. For what I was doing back then, those 2 did very well. It was the Return of the King one that just fucking died that made me go, well, maybe people don't want to listen to What We Love About. But so this is what I want to show real quick. Superman versus what's his name? Darkseid JLU. So if I know Felicity's seen it, Breezy has seen it, but for a little context here, Darkseid has been dead, and suddenly he returns because Lex Luthor meddles with a bunch of magic that he does not understand, and Darkseid comes back, and he's basically trying to take over Earth. And at this point, Batman has just tried to throw a batarang at him. And, it blows up, doesn't do anything. He's getting ready to try to kill Batman. Beautiful.
Impressive. No one has ever avoided my Omega Beam. I wonder if the other one is as agile.
And, of course, at this point, watching this, I'm like, oh, he's going to kill Lex Luthor. Interesting.
Excellent strategy. Luthor!
Oh, did I miss it?
Your friends.
Oh, no, here we go. Wait, maybe I haven't.
Fallen before my might.
And this is actually it right here.
That man.
Oh, hang on. No.
Can't you see?
So he's defeating Superman. He's beating him. And Batman goes, not on my watch.
Can't you see that it's hopeless?
And this is what I love. This is my favorite part.
That man won't quit as long as he can still draw a breath. None of my teammates will. Me, I've got a different problem.
Suddenly I'm 10 years old again.
Like I live in a world made of cardboard, always taking constant care not to break something, to break someone. Never allowing myself to lose control, even for a moment, someone could die.
And
you can take it, can't you, big man? What we have here is a rare opportunity for me to cut loose and show you just how powerful I really am.
And that, that's a weird shot. And that is what I want from a Superman movie. It's kind of like anyone that watched this show knows that they really kind of fucked over John Jones, Martian Manhunter, a lot. Martian Manhunter is probably one of the most powerful beings in the entire DC comics series. And every time they have him on TV, he's too powerful to actually be able to do what he does. So he always ends up being like overwhelmed by his psychic abilities and stuff like that. This is the Superman I want to see. I want to see the Superman that goes, you know what? I could kill everyone on this planet, but I'm not going to because I am the good guy. But if you push me, if you, and this is kind of the thing that I liked about Snyder's Superman, was at least in Man of Steel, was it really felt like we were getting this Superman. The Superman that was like, you know what? This is a rare opportunity that I have to just lay it all on the line, not hold back, because you can take it. That's what I love about this. And that's what I love about Superman is when you understand something like that, you understand just how powerful he is and how much effort he puts into not killing everyone. It's like the other thing I really love is there's a comic where the Flash is talking to Superman. And this is what it says. Let me share this. I can think at the speed of light. I can perceive events that last for less than an attosecond. I can run faster than time. What do I see when I run across the country, Superman? I see everything and everyone. And so this is the explanation of it. A fucking attosecond. That is I can't even count that number. It's fucking impossible for the human mind to imagine just how fucking short of a time frame that is. So let me give you some comparisons. 12 attoseconds is the shortest measurable period of time. In a single second, light can circle around the Earth 7.5 times. In a single attosecond, light would barely manage to move from one end of a molecule to the other end. If you could perceive the world in that speed, even light would appear frozen to you. 1 attosecond is to a second what the size of the Earth is to the size of an atom is to the size of the entire planet, times 100. If you were an immortal living in that time frame, you would live out the entire age of the universe in the time it would take a normal person to blink. Like, holy shit! Why don't we get that Flash on TV? Right? Why don't we get that Flash in movies? Instead, we get fucking Ezra Miller pretending he's Jesus or something. Yeah, exactly. You finally get to see the amount of effort that these heroes put into not killing people. What else are we going to talk about? Oh, you know what? All right, let's pivot a little bit and let's talk about Yellowstone. Who watched the newest episode, the last episode of Yellowstone? Yellowstone is over. It has ended. And in my opinion, it did a piss poor job of it. In fact, I would argue that Yellowstone ended worse than Game of Thrones. Let that sink in to everyone. That's right. I said the ending to Yellowstone was worse than the ending to Game of Thrones. Landman is fucking awesome, risk it. So the issue with Yellowstone, the issue I have with Yellowstone is sure, we all kind of saw it coming after 1883 and this whole like prophecy that was created. It was pretty clear that the Duns probably weren't going to be able to keep that ranch. But the fact that Paramount, the fact that Taylor Sheridan, the fact that Kevin Costner had egos so big that none of them would say, you know what? Why don't we just accept that the show is bigger than all of us and just wait until we can do it justice? Because they didn't do it justice. And doing what they did to Kevin Costner, having his character for the first episode have everyone believe that he committed suicide is bullshit. I think it was an attack. I think Kevin Costner fucked up a lot. I think he knows he fucked up, especially when you consider that his 4-part epic. Oh my God, not used to talking this much. When you consider that it's 4-part Western epic, the first part did so poorly in theaters that they're pulling the rest of it from theaters and it's going to hit streaming, that he's probably going to have to self-fund the last 2 parts. I think everyone fucked up in this case. This has been Sheridan's worst season of television. As much as there are several people that don't like Lioness, Lioness is actually one of Sheridan's most successful shows. It's doing really well streaming wise. It's actually in like the top 10 both seasons, which means that people are watching the new season and going back to watch the first season, which is pretty big. There aren't a lot of shows that get to do that. Game of Thrones does that. Game of Thrones comes in every single time House of the Dragon comes out, and Reacher season 1 did it when Reacher season 2 was coming out. And I expect both seasons will enter back into maybe not into the top 10, but into the top 10 originals. They might both get into the originals category on Nielsen when season 3 comes out in February. Risk it. Actually, Breaking Bad did not enter during what was the name of the Better Call Saul? When Better Call Saul was in the final season, Breaking Bad actually did enter into the top 10. Which is a little surprising, but I think it's because everyone still kind of remembered how everyone that watched the show still kind of remembers how the show ends. I mean, it's kind of hard not to. Oh shit, guys! I'm getting ready to wrap it up. I'm gonna have to go to bed soon. I'm disappointed. I think really the only good part of that entire last episode was the very end where Mo, the guy that plays Chief Rainwater's what is he? Head of security. He defends the dead Duttons from the native kids that are trying to tip over the tombstones, and then he fixes their tombstones. But I don't know. There's a lot left to be desired in that episode and in the show in general over the last season. And I think Kevin leaving really hurt the show, and I'm really disappointed that they weren't able to fix it. And it's also even more annoying when you consider the fact that Kevin Costner had the time to even visit set several times, and they couldn't just say, "Look, Kevin, here's $100,000. Put a fucking cowboy hat and let's go film some fucking scenes." Like the fact that everyone was that to risk it. Davio is somewhere yawning while he's sitting down. You know what? Yes, he is. He actually probably asleep. He's a loser now. He goes to asleep really early. Well, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and call it quits right there. I am tired, and I'm also tired of listening to myself speak, which is a first. I'm a little surprised I'm not annoyed to it. I will see everyone later. Don't forget this weekend, tomorrow. So everyone, tomorrow, and Jim, if you're watching, I know you're not because you would have said something already. But tomorrow a lot of us, I don't know who exactly us is. I think X-Wing will be there. I'm pretty sure. I think Fear the Beardo is supposed to be there. A lot of us are going over to Star Wars Dog's channel to we're going to do this huge Christmas stream. We did it last year and we had a lot of fun, so we're going to do it again. We'd love for y'all to come say hi. I'd love to see all y'all over there. We're going to be talking about favorite foods, favorite traditions, things like that. Just normal Christmas stuff. Probably going to stick. It's not really going to be a politic or pop culture stream. Obviously, anything could happen. We'll see, but I'd just love to see y'all over there if you can make it. Until then, guys, don't forget that the end of this either tomorrow night after that stream or Saturday morning, I will be finishing Dark Souls 3 and starting Elden Ring. In fact, let's open Steam real quick. So the winter sale on Steam started at 1 o'clock today. So let's see if Elden Ring is on sale, because that'd be awesome. But guys, until then, I will see all of y'all, I'm sure, throughout the week. And I hope everyone has a great weekend. I hope you all have a great holiday. Merry Christmas to everyone. I hope you have fun with your families. Do not forget how important it is to go see your families. I love you all, and I hope you all have a great, great weekend.